It's 7 o'clock Tuesday, June 28th. We're at the City of Twinsburg Caucus meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Shannon, call the roll.
Mr. Scafidi?
Here.
Mr. Fury? Mr. Barr? Mr. Bellin?
Here.
Mr. Post?
Here.
Mrs. Labby?
Here.
Mrs. Walker?
Present.
Okay, there are no presentations this evening. Items for discussion. Anybody got anything? Audience participation. Okay. Pending legislation, we have ordinance 61-2022. This ordinance is regarding the approval of the 2023 tax budget. It will be read 3 times and then passed on an emergency on its 3rd reading to be able to get it to the county by the July 15th deadline. This will be on its 2nd reading tonight. Any questions, Council?
No.
Okay. Next, we have ordinance 66-2022. That's this ordinance is to amend the appropriation for Liberty Park Best Management Practice Project. Due to the scope of the project at this time and equipment commitments needed, the project will need to be contracted out. The cost of the amendment is $65,000. This will be on an emergency, so the bid project can start as soon as possible. Questions, Council? We have ordinance 67-2022. This ordinance is to allow the mayor to enter into an agreement with IGS to continue the natural gas aggregation program for the city of Twinsburg. We talked about that last week, I believe, or 2 weeks ago. We had a presentation here by IGS. Any discussion? Okay, we have ordinance 68-2022. This ordinance is directing the Summit County Board of Elections to hold a special election concurrent with the regular general election on November 8th, 2022 to fill the vacancy of the office of mayor in accordance with section 4.04 of the charter of the city of Twinsburg. Any discussion?
I had a question. I was just looking at the timeline, just from my understanding of this. On the 2nd page there, it said the deadline for voter registration is October 11th. And maybe I read this wrong. I'm looking through this. Do voters need to re-register to vote for a special election?
No.
It just, I'm like,
Those are standard.
oh, for anyone else who is not,
That's correct.
wants to register that's not registered already.
Yes, that's correct.
For anyone who's not registered already.
Yeah, the dates in there are actually published by the county.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know, I was reading fast. I was like, what? I just thought it was a special election, but it doesn't make any sense. All right. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, next we have ordinance 69-2022. This ordinance is to authorize the city engineer to prepare and submit an application and participate in the OPWC for the Ethan's Green Sewer Outfall Lining Project, Phase 3. The estimate cost of the project is $505,000. Grant funding that is being applied is for $250,000. Discussion, Council. Okay, and finally, we have ordinance 70-2022. This ordinance is to authorize the city engineer to prepare and submit an application to participate in OPWC for the Glenwood Drive Waterline Project. The total project cost is $570,000. If it is approved, the grant funding in the amount for the grant funding for the amount would be $250,000. If it is approved for loan funding, it would be $285,000 of the total project cost. Questions? Discussion? Okay, we'll move on to miscellaneous. Anybody have any miscellaneous? Hearing none. Just one thing that I had during the regular meeting, I'll be making a motion for the transfer of a D5 and D6 liquor permit from Rush Hour to, I can't say it.
Harmony?
What is it?
Isn't it Harmony?
It's Harmony, I think, isn't it?
Harmony Social?
Harmony Social? Okay. Spelled different than that. But for Harmony Social. Everybody good with that? Okay. If nobody has anything else, then that's it. The caucus is adjourned. Anybody wishing to speak at our regular council meeting, please come up and sign the pledge. We'll be back at 7:30.